hopefully. That's all good. Sorry, setting up the game there. So I'm still finding my way around Twitch at the moment. I feel more and more like a boomer sometimes with technology, even though I'm pretty good with it, but you know. I didn't save my video from this morning. Hopefully it will start working from now so I can have those saved. But for recap, for reference, I do my first ever playthrough of Origins with the City Elf origin story. I've played Origins quite a few times over the past couple of years, so it's I know it really, really well. But I'm I'm playing it. I'm aiming to hopefully play through all 3 Dragon Age games in preparation for the release of Veilguard in autumn this year. So hopefully, I will actually complete that. I have absolutely zero consistency with anything, and I'm doing this as a hobby for fun. So I'm not really going to have a schedule. I'm just gonna stream when I feel like it. Anyway, so starting off where I'm at, we've just got to Ostagar, and I am absolutely going to be freaking out about the architecture in a minute. So all I've done before starting the stream was just I got my character into actual sensible clothing. It still feels really chilly, like she's in the snowy mountains, she's wearing like, it's armor but it's still got like a skirt and she doesn't have trousers on, and that just makes me feel so cold. Anyway, so I've just equipped her properly out of her wedding outfit. Can we just, like, how many times do I play this game and I always forget like what Ostagar is like, but like are you kidding me? That's an impressive flying buttress right there. But like, lovely pointed arches. Definitely. Oh, look at that tower. Impressive. The statues, whoever they are. Imagine this being remade with modern graphics. How beautiful it would look. Oh my god. That also there. I'm a clumsy ass. I absolutely would, if this was real life, I'd definitely I'd be falling straight off. Like, I'd be dead within minutes. Anyway, they really went wild with the flying buttresses for the I'm not complaining, I love it. Fancy tiles. I'm going to be spending a lot of time here, I think.
Hey, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Oh, this guy is lovely.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
He's just so nice. Like, I can't believe... If he probably dies, doesn't he, in the Battle of Ostagar? Genuinely devastating.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
He's just so soft-spoken and...
Not far. It's straight ahead,
sweetie.
just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now. Used to be a fortress a long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the wilders used to invade the lowlands.
Like,
You were just on the eastern side of the room. The tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Logain's closed it off until the
attacking
battle.
this area,
side
so
is
we're
the
going
king's
to build
camp.
the
We've got the
fanciest
Grey
of that
Wardens here, the
fortress
Circle of Magi,
the wilds
the Chantry.
have ever seen.
You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Uh-huh. Please don't swing a dead cat.
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest. Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Logain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Logain wild, that does.
Mm-hmm. We'll add it to his 13 reasons why.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them.
The Tranquil thing is
Can't
such a fucked up thing. Right. They set up an Inquisition that, like, the right of tranquility can be reversed. I should probably keep a notebook of things that I really need to keep track of and pay attention to when Veilguard comes out to see if they actually address it. Like, that was a whole thing. Like, in Cassandra's quest, like, you learn that, like, the right of... I'm pretty sure it was Cassandra's quest in Inquisition. The right of tranquility can be reversed. It makes everything in with Anders' initial quest line in Dragon Age 2 with his... Oh my god, what's his name? The guy. That, like, is so sad and depressing. Especially in hindsight when you know it can be reversed. Oh my god.
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
Can dogs go through the joining ritual for Grey Wardens?
Go on, then. Good luck to you, then.
What a lovely guy. Like, I hope he escaped and just... Look, he can be a coward, he can run from the fight and just go hide out somewhere, maybe set up a farm, grow some, like, fruit, minds his business, lives to a grand old age, and that's my headcanon for it. He's not even named at all. I wish you... No, he lives, we've decided. What would be really useful, I'm assuming, is that north? Oh, the mages, here we go. Look
I'm
at
sorry,
them.
but the mages
What are
must
they
not
even
be interrupted.
They have such a sense of drama, I love it. To be honest, so do the Templars, like, that armor is so unnecessary. It looks so good. And
The
those
mages
little
must not be
backpacks?
interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade. The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
Cool. A random sign that we can't read.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynn, one of the mages summoned by the king. Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield.
I
To
love
us all,
Wynn, she's
in
one of my
fact.
favourites. She is a permanent member of my... Always, every time I play this game, she's always in my main party. What an icon. What a queen.
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we
Sorry.
have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp. Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
All that hit my head when I saw what does the Fate have to... What does love got to do with it?
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so.
I love the implication there
At
with
the
the
heart
fade.
of the Fade lies the
That when you
Black City.
dream, your spirit leaves your body. But that also happens when you die. So the vague implication there is that every time you dream, you die a little. Like a wee smidge. I'm probably overthinking that.
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast
Men
them back
are
to the
yet
earth,
again the
where they
problem.
became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says. It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an
Convenient.
explanation as any for now.
Don't you have any
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm
You're right.
certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
I'm happy talking to you. So is Zevran when we meet him. What a man. Oh,
Welcome, young woman. I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
like, this is giving peak Mean Girls. Like, oh my god, you can't just ask people why they're white.
It is the
Like-
practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not. Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well. Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared? Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents
You are
attract hungry
an
spirits.
abomination.
Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, ethically, what a absolute dumpster fire.
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills
It's just-
our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware. It might seem such to you, but I feel no horror. I am content to serve in my role. Of course. What may I assist you with? Goodbye.
I should go. Right, Shep.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that
Bad
quiet glare as a
vibes.
no? Oh, well, too bad.
Like,
Well,
this guy
you're
just
not what
has
I thought
major
you'd
bad
be.
vibes. I remember thinking this the first time we played this game. I was just like, I really hope he's not one of my main companions. Thankfully, he dies. Spoilers.
The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they cooked this ritual up just for our benefit. I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds. We're right on the northern edge of the Kakari Wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place. Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice. I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
See, I broke the law for good reasons. I have a sneaky suspicion.
We who betrayed your prophet
Well, I know,
are
trying to
not
listen.
now beg your forgiveness. Do not abandon us in our darkest hour. Watch over the valiant King Kalen and guide him as he faces this terrible evil. Watch over Terran
Probably tell
Logain.
Terran
Give
Logain
him the
that.
wisdom to bring us
Not
to
gonna
the
lie.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help. This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first. Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
I always forget about this, and I'm just like, have I upgraded enough with animal handling? This poor little doggo. Literally just kill. No, we don't kill the dog. The dog
Well
and his
done.
fancy stripes.
Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be.
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I
Right,
remember.
he's got a
If you
British
happen across
accent,
it, I could use
right?
it. It's very distinctive,
Who
all white,
in Britain
with a blood red
goes
centre.
herb? No one.
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year. The wilds are off limits to non-soldiers, and I have many other hounds under my care. If he doesn't get it, chances are he'll need to be put down. Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Watch over Perot, the host of the Holy Andraste. Keep her people safe from the dark.
Duncan.
You there, Elf. What's your name?
Oh lord.
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Hello? I'm sorry, is there something you needed? Are you the new Grey Warden recruit? I was just walking by when I heard. Oh, must be exciting to be so important. Wait, you aren't here to tell me I'm in trouble, are you? That's a relief. I'm one of the king's servants, which means I run messages around and make deliveries all day long. If you fall behind, you get the switch from the quartermaster. Oh, I wish I were back at the palace. There are far more places to hide. I better go. If the quartermaster sees me chatting, he'll think I'm being lazy, and that'll be my hide. But it was nice talking to someone.
How many times have I played this game? No, literally never had that conversation.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
Your business. I should go. They love it, don't they? I should go.
How can you not know of Loghain?
Some
He
of
helped
us have
free
more important
Ferelden.
things to do,
He was
like
the brains
try not
behind
to
King
die.
Marik's armies and drove
Try
out
not
those
to be,
damned
like,
Orlesians.
tortured and raped
King
by
Marik
humans.
rewarded him by making him a
Actually.
Tairn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these darkspawn.
Still only human though. As in, it's not really going to happen to elves, is it?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity. I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tairn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tairn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tairn Loghain tells him. Without the Tairn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are. I suppose you have a message for him?
I love
Hold
it.
on, then.
Is it because she's an elf? Or, though I imagine it's
Yes, what
probably
is
the
it?
same.
Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume. Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden? The Wardens are impressive, but not as relevant as Kaelin thinks. You're pretty for a Grey Warden. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't belong. The first Warden Marik brought to Ferelden was a woman, the best warrior I've ever seen. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you? If Kaelin has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort. Then simply pray.
In hindsight...
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent right now. I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did. I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Tairn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible? That's how the Tairn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Tairn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen. She's the Tairn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it. As you wish.
Right.
Look carefully, man. This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart, but don't listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them
This
from
is giving,
biting. It's a long and
is it
painful
Mass
way to
Effect
die.
2? With the Isaac, is it Isaac Newton? Is the deadliest son of a bitch in space? See? Iconic. Hi.
Finished.
Nah.
This is supposed to be the battle that sends these darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
Do you think Duncan actually told
We've won every battle, but there's more of
Kaelin
them
that
each time.
the only way
Makes you wonder if them
to actually like stop a blight is to kill the archdemon, and the archdemon's a freaking dragon? Like, is he aware? Like, does he know?
My faith's just Blessed are they who stand before the
Oh, this will
corrupt
be a
and
big
wicked.
battle. They'll end it all. And it's just like, yeah. What? Right, another question. Why is there a statue inside the tower? Like, I'm assuming there must have been a door this side.
Hello again. You need something now? I deliver messages around the camp. You have a message for me? Are you the new Grey Warden recruit? I was just walking. Oh, must be exciting to be so important. Wait, you weren't here to tell me. I don't think so. I'm one of the king's servants, which means I run messages around. If you fall behind, you get the switch. I better go.
I'm sorry to disturb you. You finally found a hiding spot, and I won't tell anyone, I promise.
There are lots of dogs.
Right. We're going.
Soldiers of Ferelden, my sensitive and gentle folk, we stand here on the eve of battle. Let us consider the evil before us. In their pride, the mages of the ancient inter-imperial sought. In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming. I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds. Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
I mean,
That's
it's not
quite
wrong.
enough out of you.
It's giving
You need
Cassandra.
to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
I apologize if the soldier disturbed you. Ever since they found him in the wilds, he's been like this. It's so sad.
I can't feel it.
It's this guy. I forgot about this.
Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up, and I'm starving. I'm a deserter, or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way. I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter?
It's suspicious.
All I want is a bit of food and water. Oh, I would have deserted eventually. Just not then. I was stealing, not sneaking out of the camp. I got one of those wizards drunk and took his key. It belongs to a chest they got here, full of magical treasures. In fact, I still have it. I can't use it from here, but I'd trade you for some food and water. I swallowed it, but it's come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
That's an entire plot. If you've read any of Tamara Pierce's books, in the third... oh my god, what's her name? I've only read the books once, but it's like Terrier Bloodhound. The prequel trilogy, in the third one, is his name Farmer? He swallows a thing, and then has to basically shit it out in order for them. Yeah. a great plot point.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Hi.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example. They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right? Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you. I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else. Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation. Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine. All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away. Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Yay! Right. Oh, hello. Sure.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about. Sir Jury is my name. I hailed from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Aemon. I wasn't aware elves could join the Grey Wardens. Those camped in the valley are all human. No, clearly the Grey Wardens pick their recruits on their merits. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens.
Which is how it should be.
It's not thrilling to be given that chance. As am I. Has anyone told you about it? I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
What now?
Sorry, miss. The army camp is off limits for you right now.
Kudoki. Right, let's go find him. Let's go find him, the best boy. My guy. Oh, wait.
You there, elf. Where's my armor? And why are you dressed so preposterously? You're... Oh, yes, of course.
Got a problem with elves?
Please,
matey?
forgive my rudeness. There are so many elves running about, and I've been waiting for...
I've seen
it's
one.
simply been so hectic.
One?
I never thought... But
One
please,
other
pardon
elf?
my terrible manners. I'm just the quartermaster, a simple man. No one special. Yes, of course, you're very right. Did you come
I'm
for some
loving his
supplies,
plaid.
perhaps?
Like, that is a great choice. Dodgy, like... Is he racist? Probably. But I feel like his fashion is getting there.
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand. Let me know what you'd like.
Right, sell all junk. And we're gonna sell that. And the little shields. Great. Do I have... 1 gold. Okay. Right. Wedding clothes. Right, see, the wedding clothes were described as being like embroidered silk and expensive. I'm assuming they're kind of like hand-made, like considering the state of the alienage and the social class of elves. But it's I'm just assuming that it is like one of the, you know how like in the Fallout TV series the wedding dress is something that's like reused by multiple, like maybe it's that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm definitely overthinking it. We're gonna pick up a load more shit, so need all the health poultices and the injury kits. I'm so bad for no. Okay. I need right, I need to sell something. Sell that. $57. Oh. Right. I'm just gonna sell these for now because the most important thing that I need. No, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Right, that's something I'll come back to because I don't want to steal stuff, so we'll wait for everyone to die and then we'll come back.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must.
This
Get
is
out
the
of my
best
way,
introduction
fool.
for a character. Like, he's just assessing someone who could turn him to like do something really bad to him.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
No.
Less being yelled at for me then. Though the day is still young. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. The elf from Denerim. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize. Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining. Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry
Lie.
about it. It will just distract you. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
Well, no.
Would that be so terrible? Not that I'm some drooling lecher.
Yeah, he just wants more diversity, and I respect
So I'm
that
curious.
for him.
Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
We know Alistair is an absolute darling.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started. With the mage, the circle is here at the king's request, and the chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
I always forget that. Like, Alistair's always just like, he's always just a Grey Warden. Like, yeah, it would
I'm
be
sure the
awkward.
revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
It's because Duncan's actually a good guy and cares about the people in his if I say care.
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them? That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now. Don't worry. I'll try not to embarrass you.
You never would, ever. Like...
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise,
Look,
lead
if I
on.
met him in real life, or a man like him, with that kind of humour, I would absolutely fall in love with him instantly. He is just my type.
The task is
when
finished.
I first played this, because like I'd played Mass Effect for the first time previously, and I'd played through the trilogy just on like I didn't play Mass Effect with oh my god, I didn't play Legendary Edition, even though like I first came across it when Legendary Edition was released, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, so I was like, I will play I'll just get like the original, just like secondhand DVDs, like discs. I played through that, and then I was like, okay, I want like another series to play that's kind of like this kind of vibe. And then like I was using TikTok a bit more at the time, and it was just like I just was looking at more and more stuff with like BioWare, and a lot of people would just say like, oh yeah, Dragon Age is the same company as BioWare, and it's basically just the fantasy version of Mass Effect. I was like, oh sorry. Sorry, it's been a long day yesterday. So I was like, perfect, the two things I love the most are science fiction and fantasy. So a fantasy version of Mass Effect, amazing. So that's when I started playing. Well met.
You're very lucky to have such an opportunity.
It is over.
Am I though? Like, cause you know what happens? Am I lucky? Anyway, what was my point? Yes, when I was playing this for the first time, I was watching a lot of, well, just before I started playing, I was watching a lot of like, right, I'm gonna save this just in case I fuck up.
That course of action is inadvisable.
Cool, we'll get that when you'll die. So all of the TikToks I saw are about Cullen, and I was just there like, cool, I'm gonna, like, it's especially Cullen in Inquisition, and there was the occasional things, and then I started playing, and Alistair popped up in that whole scene where he's like talking to the mage, and I was just like, oh no. Oh no.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then,
Alistair,
since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit. For the joining itself, I'll explain more once you've returned.
Alistair is like, he absolutely will, like, he will be sassy, he will make funny comments, he is a big fucking idiot. He's really smart and really competent, but he is also a complete fucking idiot. And I love that, like, it's literally the best thing, but I love how, like, and it shows it really quickly, especially in this bit. I'm taking this way too seriously. When, like, Duncan calls him out for being a bit daft, like, or just acting in a way that he maybe shouldn't. And he just straight up goes like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, dude is like 18 in this game, which he shouldn't be. He absolutely should be a lot older than that. He should be in his 20s at least. But, you know, but I'm not going to argue with the game writers. But, like, he's actually pretty emotionally intelligent. Like, we love him for this. Anyway, I'm distracted.
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can. Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with. It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true. No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task. It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search. Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Right. Here we go, folks. Into the Korcari Wilds. Hi, Mr. Night Guy. Looks a bit grumpy. To be honest, I would as well. I hate camping.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you.
Do?
Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Cool. Hi, folks. Look at this team. Bunch of lads. Anyway. These stone carvings. Is that a hand with an eye? Interesting. See, there's random cool shit like that. Just
As you say.
Like.
Don't give us the advantage!
Please also play this game.
I shall do.
When I do any kind of like live stream or playing like with any kind of with any kind of combat, I can absolutely promise you, I am literally just a button smasher. When it comes to like combat, I only really go to the tactical vibes in a game. When it's like Baldur's Gate 3, when you have like it's proper turn-based. A letter. Right. I should. There's gonna be absolutely zero thought behind any of the combat.
Grey Wardens.
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp. If you just bandage me up, I can get back myself.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you.
We're not just gonna slap Alfred.
I've got to get out of here.
Sorry, I'm snapping
Did you
as
hear?
well.
An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were
blood
careful,
splatter
and they were still overwhelmed.
It's really top
How many
notch in this
Darkspawn
game.
can the four of us slay? A dozen?
Same in Dragon Age
100?
2 as well,
There's an
actually.
entire army in these forests.
I'm really
There are
hoping in
Darkspawn
Velgard,
about, but we're in no danger
get
of
this,
walking into
like,
the bulk of the horde.
How
because
do you
it
know?
looks it's incredible.
I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
No.
That's true.
Know this.
You're a knight.
All Grey
like,
Wardens can sense Darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
he's taken his role seriously. Like, I will help you, but you have to pass this test yourself.
Bloody monsters!
Yeah. Honestly, I love it.
As you say.
That's snazzy. I really need to actually learn how to play games properly. The music for this game is so like orchestral, but in like we're gonna make the most of like brass weaponry. God, yeah. Especially when it's with the Darkspawn. Like, honestly, it just. This is not like.
Look there. Poor slobs. That just seems so excessive.
Yeah, who did it? Like, would the Darkspawn do this? Like, is this deserters? the army, because like that's fucked up. I doubt it's Flemeth. I don't think she'd do that. It's just honestly, maybe it was turn no gain. No, he's a dick. Level up. I randomly, and I should
I'm ready. I hail from Redcliffe, but Duncan recruited me in Hythe, a city off the northern coast.
Click on people
Have you
by
travelled there?
accident.
I was in Arlayman's retinue when he attended King Maric's funeral. It was in Hythe that I met my Helena. I was smitten. She has the most beautiful eyes, my Helena. Now, for years, I found any excuse to return there. We married a year ago. Arlayman gave me leave to serve in Hythe, but I was attempting to persuade Helena to come to Redcliffe with me, at least until I was recruited. Never. I will return to her once my duty is done and the Blight defeated.
Like, it's very noble, but like...
Last month, Duncan visited Hythe, and the band held a tournament
he
in his
doesn't
honor.
know that he's
I
gonna
won the
die,
Grand Melee.
and he doesn't
It was
know the
hard to
risk
leave
with
my
the
wife.
joining ritual.
We
but
married
like,
only a year ago, and she is heavy with child now.
It's such a noble, yeah.
Ferelden
You know how
needs
there's
my
that
blade,
thing where
and I
it's
shall
just
not
like,
falter.
one of the reasons why women like villains is because like the heroes will sacrifice you for the greater good, whereas the villains will sacrifice the greater good for you. Yeah, like there's a lot to be said for that, I'm not gonna lie.
He has a seemingly impossible task, with a scarce handful of Grey Wardens, yet he does not complain or flinch from his duty. We need to find those documents and the Darkspawn blood. It should be interesting. Indeed.
Let's... When I was playing this, this is completely random, has absolutely no bearing on anything. When I was playing... Oh, let's level up first before we do anything. We need dexterity, cunning, let's get a bit more constitution, trap making... Ah, no, I did it too fast. Undo. Nature, is it this one that's like animal handling? There we go. Okay. 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 Right. Yeah, no, when I was playing this, it might have been earlier this year.
Done.
But it also might have been last year. And at this point, I don't know what time it is. All I have in my head is like so many different versions of it, but I just spent the entire time in my head just singing it. I probably shouldn't sing it, because God knows I can't sing, but tainted love, sometimes I feel I've got to run away, I've got to get away from the pain times, the heart of me. The community gets so stuck in your head. Where it's just like you have to make certain noises up the just like Yeah. My favourite thing is when you have like a wolf and you loot them and it has like, oh, here's some lyrium potion, or even better, like coinage.
Finished.
Like, what are they spending it on? Like you're really gonna tell me it's gonna be like flush with cash
Stay down.
in the middle of the Kakari wilds with like what they're gonna do, what are they spending it on? I don't. It's great. Oh, sorry, I'm dying. We'll leave the mysteries of wolves and their coin purses to something else. Where am I? I always get a bit lost. Yeah, okay, we want to go back up here. Oh, I've got that in my head now, I'm so sorry. I'll try not to sing Tainted Love too much. There's something about the Kakari Wilds that just gives it's mostly the Pussycat Dolls cover.
It is begun. Damn you!
Why would I? I never use it. As I said, I'm a button smasher, but when I get more skills,
The Darkspawn has sensed us!
But did we sense them, Alistair? I see you're not actually doing anything to help right now.
I shall do it.
Now we can battle!
Very well. It is begun. Any last words?
The drama. What is up here? Nothing. Look. Where am I? See, I'm loving the watercolor, the parchmenty texture. Let's screenshot that. I'll need this for my masters. More pointed archers, a hidden cache.
What's this?
I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drived into the heart of me. I'm so sorry. Someday I will be less annoying, but it won't be today. Where was that? Up there. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. Love we share seems to go nowhere, and I lost my life. For I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Once I run to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you've given, I give you all of the could give you. Take my tears and now it's not nearly all. Tainted love, tainted love. Sometimes I've got to.
What's that?
Right to the face!
They really love their decapitations in this game. Love that for them. I also don't love it. Like, for some reason, decapitation is the cause of death that actually genuinely terrifies me. I can't really imagine a situation where I'm going to be decapitated, but my god, am I scared. Scared I'm going to be decapitated. Like,
what's this?
Are you kidding? Like... we watched Jonathan Creek a lot when I was a kid, and there's this one episode where this woman, she's a horror writer, and she dies, and they find her body. Someone breaks into the house. Her body's in like a casket in the house, which is fucking weird, not gonna lie. I appreciate that cultural thing, and I'm really sorry. I personally find it strange. It's not necessarily strange, it's just something I find uncomfortable, I think is maybe the better way of saying it. But basically, someone breaks into, it's like Halloween, her body's in the coffin, in the casket, in their house. Someone breaks in at night, and when they come to find her coffin in the morning, her head has been like cut off. Someone's come in and decapitated her body. It's really fucking grim, like Jesus fucking Christ. You know. And then you just end up with this like shot right at the end of the sky on an airplane with this box, and it's kind of like the way it's like this woman wants to put it in the overhead compartment, and he wants it on his lap, and etc, etc. But you know, like, it's not explicitly said, but you know that head is in that box, and it's just like, why is that more traumatizing to me?
Look there, a cunning trap. A trap. Look there, a cunning trap.
Dude is scorched. Like, other people can fight. I'm fine. Farming a really happy.
Don't give them the advantage.
One of the things I actually really like that they did in Inquisition is that you can still loot stuff.
Down you go!
So it's pretty cool. Like, I feel like there's definitely who was that? Ali?
We still need to find those documents, if they're even here.
Right. That's what I need to write. So I always do. Oh no, it is there. Good-o. I always make sure to have my healing potions on a on the whatever the combat little thingy trio of stuff that, like, a hotkey it basically. Because my god,
looky here.
I die. I play on the easiest mode every time. Like, I've never not played on the easiest mode, and I still fucking die all the time. Like, you'd think after how many years I've been playing, well, it's only been a few years to be fair, but like, you'd think the number of times I've played this game, and just generally that I actually would be like competent and capable, and it turns out I'm actually really not. Are we gonna be stealing? Here, I'll be
No concern for your own.
Should we be taking that? Probably not, because that feels like thievery to me. But I've already murdered somebody, so at this point you might as well just commit to the life of crime. Did they put a sneaky ass, like... That pose is very almost contrapposto. Love that. Maybe I should do a wee screenshot. I'm really hoping there is a good photo mode in Veilguard. This is something I also want to look at some point in art history. With an art historical perspective, is in-game photography as a medium. You've got these virtual worlds, and you know, you spend a lot of time in them. But like, they're visually creating, like, the fact that you can do in-game photography, I think is really cool. And I think it's a really interesting medium, and it's like people get really creative, and I think it's something that's like needs to be like photography obviously is an issue that I've genuinely heard doesn't I personally think that's I love considering how difficult it is to form any kind of definition of art. Like that literally that we had an entire module in my undergraduate degree that was basically discussing like how do you actually like what actually is art. And it's like there is no actual genuine like one size fits all definition of art, because it varies so much like culture to culture. There are some things that kind of class as art that maybe aren't art, and other things that aren't art that could class as art. So like it's actually really hard to make any kind of definition.
Very well.
And as a result, it's then also really hard to define what is good art and what's bad art. And a lot of the time what's classed as good art ends up being like down to like what's considered culturally appropriate, or for example to do with class. This is where graffiti becomes a really interesting medium. You know, a lot of people wouldn't class graffiti as being art because it's vandalism, right? And a lot of the time graffiti is associated with like lower class, with lower classes, or like, and the associations with and stereotyping around people who are lower class or poor or criminals, or you know, all of these kind of associations. A lot of people like have really negative opinions about it, and as a result, like a lot of people wouldn't class graffiti as being art, right? And like the my best way of thinking about it is, I mean, I personally like there's a lot of graffiti that I love looking at like any kind of like street art. I think it can be absolutely incredible. Graffiti is a really important part. It's like it's a really important subculture, and importantly it's a counterculture. And I think there's a lot more that can be explored about like with graffiti within an art, again, like an art historical context of like, well, how if we can't really define art, then there is nothing for it to say that like, graffiti also can't be art. And a lot of people say like, well, you know, obviously things that, you know, when people just scribbling like absolute bullshit on walls, like writing their names or things like that can't really count as art. But like, it's amazing how like when you reframe something like that, you know, when you see some of the like artworks produced illegally, this is one of the arguments that it doesn't count as art. It's because it's illegal. And it's just that like legality is entirely just what a current culture has decided is going to have laws about. Legality does not equal morality, and legality should not define art, because there's a lot of art that's made illegally, especially art that's like protest art and things like that, that actually is like really incredible art and absolutely should be respected as art. So I don't ever want to have like art as only ever being defined as something within the parameters of legality. You know, laws change, legality changes with time as we develop, it changes between cultures, like it's just so variable. So that obviously, so there's this argument that because it's illegal, that therefore it doesn't class as art. Whereas a lot of the time graffiti, like not all the time, obviously, you know, you can't make generalizations, but there is a lot of graffiti, and a lot of the graffiti grew out of like a movement that was anti-gentrification. You know, you know, when you look at like communities, it's considered a rough area if it's got graffiti on the walls, right? But you're in a fancy ass area if it's like a rich area that's like safe in inverted commas. I'm doing the air quotes right now. because it has like clean walls and like no litter and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, a lot of the time graffiti is specifically to go against these ideas that like poor communities are not bad, right? Like, oh, like people come into areas and they gentrify it, like it's a real big problem. And as soon as you start introducing graffiti, it's just like, oh, this is lowering the like the area, and it's like, why? Graffiti is a really graffiti's been around for a very, very, very long time. The first one of it's a part of, like, we like drawing on stuff, you know, and a lot of the time graffiti is there as I said, it's counterculture. It's there specifically as a political message. Now obviously you also get nonsense, but this is the point I'm eventually getting to, is if an artist, say a well-known artist, let me just pause this, if a well-known artist if a well-known artist were to make a wall and write like loads of nonsense on it, like names or, you know, just swear words that a lot of people would say, like, that is the stuff that wouldn't count as art. If they were to build a wall and do all of that and then put it in a gallery setting, especially if they were a famous artist, that would be a really valuable, well-respected piece of art. Like, a lot of it, like, obviously it would receive criticism because a lot of people love to criticize contemporary art, but like it would still be like, but this is art, right? It's art. Whereas like if you just go into the real world outside of if that's bad saying that, if you were to go out of the gallery setting and you know, and just go and find a wall with some graffiti on it, people would be like, that's vandalism, it's not art, it's done by someone who I don't respect, therefore I don't respect it as art. And that ultimately is the difference. And I think that ultimately is what it comes down to. I completely forgot the reason why I started talking about this. Like, completely lost track of everything. But like, yeah, it's a really interesting discussion. So, like, you know, how do we define art? I know what I was talking about. I was talking about in-game photography. Yeah, photography, some people don't really consider it proper art because it's not like fine art, right? But I mean, I think photography is an amazing medium. I personally, I love to do photography as a hobby. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun. I like to study photography. I find it fascinating. It's something I really enjoyed looking at in my degree, when we were looking at it. And I think you can, like, people get really, really creative with photography as a medium. And this is then where we are really in the like a transition, not really a transition, but like we're in the middle of like different movements in terms of art and art style. Like, we're heading towards so much more like digital mediums. Digitalization, obviously digital art mediums have been around for a couple of decades now, you know, since the invention of like computing technology and internet and things like that, but it's picking up pace a lot. Now, like, video games are not very well respected or considered seriously, and particularly in the art history academic world, because it's not really considered, like, it's just commercial, right? Like, it's like no one should take it seriously. It's just there to make money. But like video games, it requires a huge amount of skill. There's a huge amount of writing involved. There's a huge amount of visual creation. And it's something that constantly develops as technology develops. And it's just, you know, it's something that I think is just, I should probably play at the same time as doing this, but I know we're going to come up to a big moment. So it's just, again, it's this argument of like, how do we define art, and how do we decide what classes as art and what doesn't? As I said, like, I personally really, really like photography as a medium, and obviously I'm looking at video games for my masters. I'm looking at Dragon Age for my masters. and moving a little bit more into the, let's look at digital worlds and world building and video games within an art historical perspective, and how they build these worlds and how they look the way that they do. I think they should absolutely be taken seriously as an art form. Obviously, I'm looking at like a pretty major game. It's a AAA game. There's definitely a lot of scope for looking at a lot of indie games where you've got a smaller creative team and things like that, and you get some really interesting art styles. Because we also then have the not just the in-game what art styles like Art Deco and stuff that I've talked about before, but like everyone's talking about the how Dragon Age Veilguard is looking different stylistically in the way that it's animated. So this is also where we can talk about art and art history, and look at specifically looking at digital things, looking at video games, and this is something that I kind of want to look at a little bit with my masters, is looking at Origins, Dragon Age 2, Inquisition, and Veilguard as the style, how they're made, visually, the art style, how the characters are designed, not just their influences, but how they actually appear on the screen, because it's how they appear is such a distinctive and it's purposeful. Obviously it's restricted by technology, but the specific stylistic choices and how do they go down those routes? They're really specific choices. So these are all things that I really want to look at. And I think there's so much room within art history as a discipline to explore this. And this comes back to in-game photography as well. If you can respect a video game as being artistic and you're engaging with the world, if I just walk around, it's a 3-dimensional world, you're experiencing it on a 2-dimensional plane through a screen. But there's sound, there's movement, you've got different perspectives, you can control the camera. If I were to go into Mass Effect Legendary Edition and go into the photo mode, you can alter the focal length, you can go through similar settings that you'd get on a camera and do proper in-game photography. And it's something that I'm starting to kind of get a little bit more into, and it's something that I'd really like to explore as a medium of are there particular trends that people look for when they're doing photography in game. Do you focus on the character that you created, or do you use it to photograph? So I like photographing the natural world. I'm not really a people photographer. I like photographing animals and birds and the nature and things like that, and I tend to find that's, or scenic shots, landscape. And when I'm doing in-game photography, that ends up being what I end up photographing in-game as well. It's just there's not really a direction or a point to this. I just find it interesting. Anyway, that was a long preamble there of me just talking about things. Here she is.
Well, what have we here?
Honestly, the dragon.
Are you a vulture, I wonder?
BioWare games.
A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since
voice
cleaned?
cast, 10 out of 10.
Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey?
Claudia Black. We love her. She's incredible.
What say you? Scavenger or intruder? Tis a tower no longer. The wilds have obviously claimed this desiccated corpse. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered? Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes
so on
none
point for
have
me.
touched for so
Her
long.
outfit is absolutely incredible.
Why is that?
The jewelry is incredible, everything.
She looks chastened, and
But
that
at the
means
same
others
time,
may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians
feels
will
cold,
swoop down
right?
upon you.
Yes,
Swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch
Better fate
of the
than what
wild.
happens to you.
Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there. Women do not frighten like little boys. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine.
I feel like that's also definitely Flemeth's.
Now that is a proper civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan.
Uncivilized.
Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
No, anyway,
Here no longer. You stole them,
this shouldn't
didn't you?
influence
You're some
the
kind
armor
of
and
sneaky
clothing choices in a game
witch thief.
because it literally
How
impacts
very
me.
eloquent. How does one
Not a
steal
jot
from
in the
dead
real
men?
life.
Quite easily, it seems.
But there are so many like
Those documents are
clothes
Grey
and
Warden
armor
property, and I suggest you
that
return them.
look like they
Will
give a
not,
sense
for
of
it was not
reassurance.
I who removed them.
Like her
Invoke
outfit
a name
looks
that means nothing
incredible,
here any longer if you wish.
but it also looks really
I am
chilly.
not
Like I
threatened.
know I'd be really cold, and I just there are so many really cool ass outfits that you get in games that I'm just like I literally can't put my own character into that because I in real life feel uncomfortable looking at it because it makes me feel like I'm actually. It's ridiculous. It's just like.
'Twas my mother, in fact.
I just feel chilly looking at her top. She looks amazing, but oh my god, I'm cold. Anyway.
There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's, I like you, but then zap. Frog time.
She'll put us all in
To
the
be
pot,
honest,
she will.
I
Just
think
you
we could
watch.
all do
If the
with
pot's
some
warmer
frog
than this
time.
forest, it'd
In
be a
this
nice
economy,
change.
Amazing.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
Imagine not having to pay rent. Like, you'd escape the blight then. Like,
Greetings, Mother. I
You
bring
wanna
before
escape
you
your
4
future.
Grey Wardens who...
I see
as a
them,
potential
girl.
king of Ferelden.
Much as I expected.
Being a
Are
frog.
we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are
Kate
required
Mulgrew.
to do nothing, least of all
10 out of 10
believe.
choice.
Shut
for-
one's
for
eyes
voicing
tight or
Flemeth.
open one's arms wide.
Oh, I love her so
Either
much.
way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Davith. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger
I
scheme
really
of
hope
things.
Flemeth doesn't
But it
fail
is not
guard.
I who decides.
Oh my god, I love
Believe what you
I
will.
really want her to
And
be
what
fail
of
guard.
you? Does your elven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe?
That's so funny. I always forget that. So when you play as a human elf, when you play as a human woman, it's your female mind. But if you play as an elf, it's your elven mind. Basically, if you're either a man or a human, if you're a male man, no, my brain is completely dead right now. If you are a human man, or just a human, then it's like
A statement that possesses more wisdom than it implies. Be always aware. Or is it oblivious? I can never remember. So much about you is uncertain, and yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
So
they
this
really got
is
her
a dreaded
styling
witch
right
of
in
the
Dragon
wilds.
Age 2.
Witch of the
Like,
Wild, huh?
One
Morrigan must
icon,
have told you
those
that.
horns,
She fancies
the
such
outfit,
tales,
like,
though she would
oh my
never
god,
admit
she
it.
glowed
Oh,
up.
how she dances under the moon.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this blight's threat is greater than they realize. Do I? Perhaps I am simply an old woman with a penchant for mole departments.
Me in 30 years'
Oh,
time.
do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
Thanks, babe. Right. We need to find the wee doggy buggy. It's just gotten so much more ominous, like...
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
So you said it properly then, I feel.
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment. He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could. Let's give him a day or two to recover. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you. Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle and just... well, take another look.
Duncan! Hi, hi, hi.
So you returned from the wilds. Have you
I
been
did.
successful?
Yes, we were.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining. Let me be very clear on that point. You are not volunteers. Whether you were conscripted or recruited, you were chosen because you are needed. There is no turning back now. You must gather your courage for what comes next.
Courage? How much danger are we in?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later. If only such secrecy were unnecessary, and all understood the necessity of such sacrifice. Sadly, that will never be so.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
See, Davith
Maybe it's tradition.
deserved to die.
Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Harsh, but like, he's just a bit of a shit person. But what?
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight. Don't we? The Grey Wardens have saved the world from Darkspawn before. I'd say they know better than anyone what it takes. You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
Maybe
you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
That is a big ass cop, like. Look, this whole bit, if they redid this game, this whole section would be like the bit of the eyes with up-to-date, like modern graphics. Oh my god, it would be amazing. It would look incredible.
Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child.
There is
Had I
no
known,
turning back.
No.
Like,
you ask too much.
There is so much of an issue about consent.
There is no glory in this.
Like, you can't actually properly consent to something this serious if you don't know the full rules.
I am sorry.
And it's like, obviously, you know, tough times require tough measures, etc., etc. But like, if it's literally like he joined by choice, right?
But the joining is not yet complete.
So
you are called upon to submit yourself to the taint
yeah.
for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
I'm glad it was
How do you feel?
Oh.
Such is what it takes to be a Grey Warden.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such
Look,
dreams
it's been
come
like
when you
5
begin to
minutes.
sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king. The king is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Right. Damn. Okay. That was right. Let's level up. Oh. Strength. Let's get some more constitution, some more cunning, more dexterity. Right.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kalen. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order. Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy.
That
the
armor
Grey Wardens and I draw the
does look
Darkspawn
heavy
into
as
charging
fuck,
our
like,
lines, and then...
It looks amazing.
You will alert the tower
And
to
so
light
detailed.
the beacon, signaling
And
my
like
men
the
to
engravings
charge
and
from
stuff.
Flank the
Especially
Darkspawn,
Kalen's
I remember.
and Loghain's.
This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes?
But
Well, who
it
shall
looks
light this beacon?
uncomfortable.
I
And it
have a
looks
few
really,
men stationed
really heavy.
there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
You see? Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
Circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough! This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden
Like,
to stem the tide of evil.
I need a shot of him
Yes,
and Alistair
Kalen.
stood next to each other.
Glorious moment for us all.
When you meet Alistair and you know him properly and then you come back and replay it, like...
You heard the plan.
Kalen looks
you and
so...
Alistair
and
will go
Alistair
to the Tower
looks so
of
much like
Ishal
each other.
and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
The tower is on the other side of the gorge from the King's camp, the way we came when we arrived. You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for. Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
We soil our drawers, that's what.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you. The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour. Of course, even the best laid plans go awry. So do what you must. I trust you both.
Just not enough to actually fight with the rest of you.
There will be plenty of battles, Alistair. Be patient. Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Oh, I'm so annoyed. There was a whole conversation where I definitely missed it. Alistair says something and...
Let's just get to the tower. It may not be the
just
most
sighs.
glamorous job, but we best
Duncan
not
is
fall.
just there like, oh. Right.
It is over.
Perfect. Right, we need to... He needs more constitution, because Jesus Christ, that boy dies at any given moment. Right. We're gonna save here. And because this bit is intense. Right.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here.
I always forget how cool this bit is. Like, oh, they really outdid themselves.
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
Oh shit. Okay. Right. I love how you end up doing something like this in the Inquisition. You cross the bridge and the whole thing explodes and you fall down.
Help me, they're everywhere. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man?
Is that the really nice? Wait, is that the really nice
Darkspawn
soldier?
came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
I want him to survive. Because you
We
are.
must get to the top of the tower.
Yeah, he's nice and soft.
What do we do now?
spoken. Let's say it's him. Right.
Even more Darkspawn.
Yay! Joy, joy.
I shall do it.
As you say, I shall do
Damn bitch, we're on fire. Coming from the top 7. Sorry, I know we're on a time limit, but like, I can't not loot. I'm really glad games generally don't, like as in the Dragon Age games don't really do like timed, timed missions as much.
They just crop up everywhere.
It's the only one really.
Don't give them the advantage!
Could I even lift his heart? Because I graduated the other day, and my god, I absolutely cannot cope with feeling rushed or stressed. Like, I just can't do any side quests in real life and in I would miss so much of the game if it was like, you have to do this in certain time. Like, I suggest learning on this game 3 when Oren one of your companions for me as Lazel, and then like I was like, oh shit, like they're gone, and then obviously it was like after so long, like if you don't get there on time, like they will die, and it's like that's not what, like I got caught up doing loads of other things, and I kept forgetting. I was just like, I'm not ready. Thankfully, like I was fine. I did save scum it, or whatever the phrase is. So, you know, it was yeah, stressful, I think is the phrase I'm looking for. Oh yeah, fire.
It's a trap.
Right. And I walked right into it.
I shall do that.
If I had dramatic ass music playing every time I was doing, like, I know I listen to music a good percentage, like good chunk of my life. Like, I always have my headphones in somehow when I can, but like that would be real sick. Cool. Definitely feel like I've got everything here. Again, let's just appreciate this beautiful architecture. Like, look at these carvings. Look at these carvings. Like, oh, I missed a bit.
The task is finished.
Like, this is beautiful. Right. Screenshot. That's going into my collection of stuff. Always go back on yourself. Hi.
It is begun.
We do. We do. We're a good team. We're gonna keep it that way.
What now?
What now? I am so, like, one of the things I'm most excited for Veilguard is without
We
doubt...
must get to the top of the tower.
We're getting there. Is without doubt, like, character creator. Like, I'm so hyped. Like, it's one thing, like, especially with the amount of variation that they're talking about. And I'm always so excited for creating, like what kind of character my character's gonna be. And exploring the different things. There's so many factions around. Like, I'm hoping there's one. I need to do factions. Like, do I want to be part of, like, it's exciting. It's so exciting. I feel like there's going to be so much to explore.
I am done.
And it'll be really interesting to see, because like there's always that slight like discrepancy between the character creator and then what you actually see in game.
Maker's
Like
breath.
it's
What are
not
these
quite
darkspawn
right.
doing ahead of the rest of the horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here. Right, because clearly this is all just a misunderstanding. We'll laugh about this later. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Tyron Loghain will be waiting for the signal.
The voice actor for Alistair is just so good. Honest to God, like, the one thing with video games is it absolutely gives you a thing for voices. Like, for all that, like, Tyron Loghain is like, oh my God, what a dick.
The task is finished.
Oh, his voice. Alistair, like, it can, like, obviously this is the whole thing, like, it makes or breaks the character. That's why it's so important to have good voice actors and stuff like that. When I was playing Fallout 4 like a few months ago, there's one of the characters that pops up that has the same voice actor as Garrus from Mass Effect. And it's like the minute he started speaking was just like, oh my God, like his voice, incredible. Like, how could you not just completely fall in love with someone's voice?
It is begun.
Like, which is pretty great. You're not being such a girl, you
It is over.
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
Right. Okie dokie. Pile of bones. My favourite is when you get like a pile of trash. And it's like, oh, who put me in this game? Thank you. And my job, I'm really like I'm working at the ground person. I spent the entire last week just so I feel like this is when I am. No doubt. I was just about to say, where am I at? The runic worry token is genuinely so adorable. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, these are all a bit shit, really. Right, I actually do need to go to my inventory and clear some of that stuff. I wish it was like in Mass Effect? No, The Witcher. Witcher? Where you destroy an item, but you basically just you can there's definitely a game. I can't for the life of me. He's such a system. There you go. I need to, oh my god, I'm sorry. I can't not sing sometimes. Let's release the doggies. Should have done it earlier, but you know, free them. Free the babes.
The Dark One has sensed us!
Like, this is definitely taking more than an hour. It's like, it's not less than an hour, you should have missed it. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go through it. As if we have time for that. Give me the money! I really need. I'm sorry. I say stuff in really stupid voices sometimes, but I feel like that might also just be like a peak ADHD thing. So it's also was. We're nearly up the top of the tower. Right, we need trap making as well. So I'll need to level up. Because when we go to loathering, I do this every time before, like I never think about loathering. Trap making. We have, like, shouting out when you've just killed them all is such funny behaviour. Like, girl. Top floor. We're there. God, that's a long ass tower.
sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
There he is, the betrayer, Judas.
Your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased. You were injured, and then Mother rescued you. Do you not remember? The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
No, I'm not taking it well. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Of that I have no doubt. Your friend has been inconsolable since Mother told him the news. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke. You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
We're not ungrateful. At all, we will never be.
I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans. Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
Flemeth, just superior once again.
He is, as you are. I suppose it would be unkind to say he is being childish.
Dude is grieving, like... He's also 18 years old, like, he's allowed to be, oh my god.
And you think they would encourage his blubbering? If so, they are not the sort of brave wardens the legends note.
Let people grieve. Oh my god, girl. Like, Morgan, I love you. She's so great in Inquisition. Oh my god, in Origins. It's like, girl, I'm so glad she gets the character development she really deserves. I love her as a character.
I do not mind. Take your time. We are safe for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away.
Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it. I wonder at that myself, but she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Yeah. Honestly.
What a sensible attitude. Mother is seldom sensible, however.
It's realistic. It's not like, I am worth nothing. In real life and in the game, I'm a city elf. Like, nobody cares about city elves. Are you kidding?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not
this is
believe
why
that
the
tale, then I
Eagles
suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell
all
you.
The shit in Lord of the Rings is they're actually just all secretly Flemeth, and she's just there like, no.
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not
we're
want
not
to
Lord of
see
the Rings
what is
yet.
happening
I was going to
in
say,
that valley
including Aveline.
Are you sure you want me to describe it?
Yes.
I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why. If you are willing to run into the midst of the Horde, perhaps. I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it. I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
I'm not so rude to loot someone's house.
See, here is your fellow Grey
she was
Warden.
setting up, like,
You worry
Alistair
too
is just
much,
like
young
blubbering
man.
away when he's literally just
You're
like,
alive.
he's fine.
thought
Also,
you
I'm
were
sorry,
dead
that
for
armor,
sure.
every time I see it, it's like, you know those fingers that you get to make tiramisu? Or like trifle? Those like spongy fingers? That's all I see when I see that armor. And it makes me really hungry, but also not, because it looks a bit grim. So, anyway.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right.
She is iconic.
You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
She knows a bit of magic. Just a smidge. Who can mention it?
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these dark spawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blights. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature.
Oh.
Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and
I'm really
immortal
hoping
thing, and only
that we
fools
get to
ignore
explore
history.
a lot more of this in Veilguard. Like this, since there's so much to do, obviously with Solus, and from like the gameplay trailer, I like there's just and we're going to Tevinter, you know, like I'm hoping that we get a lot more about this backstory. And like this is obviously it's like we're given a decent amount, but it'd be nice to have it fleshed out a little bit more. Only fools ignore history. True. True.
By ourselves? No Grey Warden has ever defeated a Blight without the army of a half-dozen nations at his back. Not to mention... I don't know how.
How to kill the archdemon, or how to raise an army? It seems to me those are two different questions, Have the Wardens no allies these days?
I don't know. Duncan said that the Grey Wardens of Orlais had been called, and Al Eamon would never stand for this, surely. I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Such determination. How intriguing.
I still don't know if Al Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn Horde by himself. Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Al Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
This is so peak. Like, you know, sometimes when you're just there with like friends, and you're just like randomly like talking about stuff, and then within like 5 minutes, you just have like a full-on plan to do something like, like full on. Like this happened so many times with my friends last year at uni. When they're like, oh, we should do this thing, okay, let's do this, let's do that, and it literally, like, there was something that we planned to do, and it literally, we decided within 5 minutes, and we were going to do it within, like, 5 days, and we literally just pulled off. And it's this so peak that, of like, oh, we're just going to, like, oh, but we can do this, oh, but we can do that, oh, great, okay, let's do it, and then you just do it. Like, well, none of us know what we're doing, but we're going to do it anyway. Success profit.
So
yeah.
you are set then,
No one wants
ready
to
be
negative,
Grey Wardens.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, me too. Me too. I'd also be happy to just stay alive.
No, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens here.
She's such a
not I.
pragmatist.
Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears. Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan.
Easy peasy.
Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours. I may have answers. Ask.
But you barely know each other, it's just like...
Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Yeah, like
of course
the massive
they have.
Staff
They even called out their Templars
isn't a
once.
Massive giveaway.
They found nothing.
But, you know.
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed.
Smart.
Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
Always good reasons.
From time to time, I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here. What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly. 'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
It's just a really random question. Like, let's get to know each other better first and become friends.
Mother was alone long before I came, and will be so long.
I love the
after
question.
I'm dead.
I just can't
Such
imagine
is her
her.
choice, though I suspect she would claim the
you
choice
know,
was made for her.
Mothering a child, basically having sex, and it's like, she's voiced by Kate Mulgrew, which instantly makes her hot. And also there is nothing wrong with an older woman.
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups.
Good,
but
it would have been
larger
nice to have known that
or
before.
particularly intelligent Darkspawn will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. It is important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in. They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated. I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Aww. Right. Right. Okay. Here we go. Off to Lothering. Or Lothering. Right, screenshotting this. Dynamic maps. Okay, I'll be screenshot. Oh, bleh, bleh, I'll be screenshotting this because multiple times as I go through, because the black spot at the bottom. This is a good example of where you have like interactive dynamic maps in video games, with the black spot representing the spread of the blight as it starts to like take over the land and things like that. And it just continues to change. Yeah, we go to regular color. I always think whenever I see anything like any map of Ferelden, of that companion chat in Inquisition when they're around when you're at Skyhold and you're around the table, and Cullen makes a comment about like Callanhad looking a bit like a bunny, and honestly I see it like if that is like the bunny's ears, right, and its little tail, I can see it. No. Okay. Cool. Okay. Right. Fast travel. Oh my god.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar,
That is a
and
lime
quickly.
green.
There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your Lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent and claim
really
we must
needs to
unite
release,
under your banner for our own
books
good.
For both Mass Effect and Dragon Age that goes through like the
But what of the
fashions.
army lost at
I want to
Ostagar?
break down on
Your
the clothing,
withdrawal was most
and inspiration
fortuitous.
because like there's so many different elements, there's so much going on.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
And Nora is just like, the fuck's going on?
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war.
What did they do to
If
Tegan
Eamon were here...
in Inquisition, like in the Trespasser DLC? What did they
Van
do to
Tegan,
him?
my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for
Same
your
with Alistair,
husband,
like Colin,
Your Majesty?
really leveled up. And then, like, both Tegan and Alistair just like, what happened? What happened? They look so tiny. Doggo! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Right. This is always the big, like, what on earth do you name the dog? I know everyone goes for Darkspawn, but like, my last dog I called Calamity, because you've got to have a dog called Calamity. And I call him Benji after my family. That's so like
more foul Darkspawn.
Like that's so sinister. What the fuck? The Darkspawn have enough to Come on. Go, you were useless in that, like. Cute. He's so chunky. He's such a potato.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you.
Dog
Barbaria
names, dog
like
names,
that.
dog
They
names.
call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to
I
have
should
this
call him
mangy
Benji after
beast
my own
following
dog,
us about now?
Family dog,
Wonderful.
because Benji's a
He's
disaster.
not mangy.
We're gonna find a good name. Maybe it's meant to be, but I don't. Right. I fully appreciate people don't like dogs. That's absolutely fine, and it is a lot of responsibility, honestly. But like, we love dogs in this house. Hi, Wilfred. Cutie. Did we just tell the dog to eat all of the dog's food? What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Alistair needs to level up. He pants happily. Good doggo pet. Okay. Now we need to pet the doggo. Excellent doggo content right here. Danny goes, oh, tickle that tummy. What a good doggo. Right, okay. You can always tell when you got a dog. Right, Alistair really needs to level up. I'll level Alistair up. Where is he? There he is. That one. Right, he needs strength and he needs constitution because boy, that boy drops in battle like anything else. And he has weapon and shield. Shield defense. There we go. Ooh, do we have gifts? See, this is also something I really want to come back in Veilguard. It's the gifts. Like, the gifts are such a good part. So we're giving
fine
that
gift.
to Morrigan.
You have my thanks.
Good. I'm glad. As it should be. No, she's good. I could do with mental resistance in real life. Not gonna lie, like I could really do with one of those. Generally speaking. I really don't like my character. Yeah, like unless I can toggle the helmet off. Nope, that one. Alistair! It's damage against Darkspawn, but the defense is shit. We need to find a salesperson. Oh my god, what are they called? Here we go. Loithering.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
What's that supposed to
They
mean?
don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense.
Maybe you should.
Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee,
Yeah, but what's the toll
you still
paying
gotta
for?
pay.
Like, I'm sorry, like...
Indeed,
what's
for
it,
the upkeep
is it
of the
paying to
Imperial
maintain
Highway.
that bridge?
It's a bit
like,
of a mess,
is
isn't
it
it?
paying for the defenses? Like, please, I want to know where my taxes are going for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. Perhaps you should charge more.
Not much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you.
All the potholes
Do
gave
shut
you
up.
away.
Even a Genlock would have understood that. Ah, and if I don't believe you, how do we solve this predicament?
Well, here's the thing. I've already killed a shit ton of people. Like, my origin involved considerable murder. I'm absolutely fine. Like...
She said she's a Grey Warden. Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Return Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But are them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point.
Yes.
Well, let's forget about the toll.
Still.
We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways. Yes. Well,
Sarcasm.
Move along then. You enjoy
Move
your
along,
stay in
then.
Lothering.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them? There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first. Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away. I can give you directions, if you like. He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is. If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
So, right, this is the one thing where, like, in the opening section when you're playing as a city elf, they literally have a whole discussion about whether they think the Dalish elves actually exist or not. And this is one of those moments where it would have been really nice to have just had, like, from a city elf origin standpoint in the story, like an extra line of, like, maybe just acknowledging that, like, oh, like, the Dalish are actually real. Because, like, that was a whole thing that was just never, like, really talked about any further in the origin story. It's just like, oh, this guy's brother went off looking for the Danish elves, and they were all just like, do they even exist? Like, I thought they were just like a myth kind of thing. And now it's like we're at this point, and it's just they're like, oh yeah, like we have treaties with the Danish elves, like they definitely exist. It would, yeah, it just would have been nice to have had like a little extra acknowledgement. But at the same time, obviously, this is standard conversation that you always get with all of the origin stories. So, you know,
we would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy. That will be at their tower on Lake Kallenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is. If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
Because if they're all generally traveling either by horseback or by foot or by wagon, that's still like, we have the bonus of being players of a game where we can fast travel, but like there must have been enough time for them to have traveled between Ostagar, which is right in the south of the hinterlands, to Denerim, which is what, northeast. Like that would probably take weeks, right? Like at least maybe like a week or two. Like, okay. It doesn't. It's not important.
Then you have a plan.
It's just I always like to know time scales for things. Right. Okay.
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Al-Eamon is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Honestly, like, I feel Alistair a bit, where it's just like, you know what, I don't want... You know when there's a really serious thing, and it's just like having the responsibility to make the decision. Like, that's a lot. Like, it's nice when you can defer to other people.
If you will indulge me.
Completely.
Do I have a choice?
Of the two of you that remain, are you not the senior Grey Warden here? I find it curious that you allow another to lead while you follow.
You find that curious, do you?
In fact, you defer to a new recruit. Is this the policy of the Grey Wardens, or simply a personal one?
What do you want to hear? That I prefer to follow? I do.
You sound so very defensive.
Couldn't you crawl into a bush somewhere and die? That would be great, thanks.
So you can, on YouTube, They have compilations of all of the character banter, and there are times when I'm just there, like, I just want to like chill and listen to something in the background. I will literally just put on.
to
It's like listening to a
because I thought it
podcast.
would be
It's
safe.
hilarious. It's great. Honestly, the banter between them all is genuinely.
Mother says
just...
we have to run before the bad men get here.
Yep, she's right. Listen to your mother. Worldly advice right there. It's a farmer.
Need something? I don't generally talk to strange elves who wander in here.
Rude.
I don't know you. Why shouldn't I have something against you? We've got enough strangers overrunning us. Nothing but trouble. Can't promise I'm gonna answer them. What isn't? We got chastened barbarians in every farmholder south of Callanhard running from the Darkspawn. Not that they'll be safe here with the army gone. You could talk to the Elder, though she's got her hands full getting everyone on their way. For now, most folks go to Sir Bryant. He's head of the Chantry's Templars. He's gone to war and taken all his soldiers, leaving us to fend for ourselves. There's not going to be much left when he returns, if he returns. Best thing that's happened to Lothering. Bandits will keep the rabble out, if Sir Bryant and his lot won't. Don't let me stop you.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you, there's none to be found.
Is that Fenris? Why does he sound and
Move
talk
on if
like
you can.
Fenris?
Lothering's lost. We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order.
It's his enunciation, like the way he the way he pronounces the words, and the way he like says it all in the sense. It sounds so much like different accent, but it sounds so much like
I'm just out here
Fenris.
to keep an eye out for Darkspawn. Please ask someone in town. No offense. The band has marched north with Tern Loghain, so Lothering's on its own. Most folks look to Elder Miriam. Otherwise, you could speak to Sir Bryant in the Chantry, I suppose. It's up to you.
I brought my family to Lothering because I thought it would be safe.
Look, dude.
I brought my family to
Oh,
Lothering
look
because I
how
thought
they
it
moan
would be
and
safe.
wail and gnash their teeth. It is sad to watch how helplessly they scurry about.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
Like,
you wouldn't dare.
Dude,
Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
You there.
Right?
You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman? Didn't I mention profit?
He is charging
Look,
outlandish
some of us
prices
are
for
altruistic,
things people
okay?
desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger.
This is basically
I've
just
100
the energy
silvers if you
companies
drive
now.
This rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more. Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving. Perhaps. If that woman agrees I'm allowed to charge something.
Do what you must, so long as the prices do not beggar the needy.
Fine. Done. And since you don't look too needy, normal prices for you.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Thank you for your generous assistance. May
Take
the
it up with the
Maker
game
watch
devs,
over
like,
your path.
don't want to tell you. Right, I need to sell some
Don't
shit.
suppose you're looking to buy something. All right. Just don't buy everything up.
Sell or... There we go, that's better. Okay. Right. I think we shall end this here. Here's a good place to stop. We'll explore Lothering another time. I'm getting the thought of wanting to play a bit of Mass Effect Andromeda, so you'll probably see me in a minute streaming that instead. But here's a good place to stop, I think. Yes. Oh. Here we go. We're up to Lothering. We're like 4 hours in, 5 hours in. Prepare when I get to Ostagar to get a lot more excited about architecture. But I have a feeling we'll be dealing with Al Eamon first. Right.